This short screencast is going to show you how to make a quick survey using Google Forms, and then how to get the data quickly so you can have a look at it. So the first thing you need to do is log into your account and go to Drive. Now Drive will be over here under your little waffle, and you can click on Drive and it will load up for you. Once you load up Drive, what you're trying to do is you're trying to create a new form. So that comes under the tab which we launched for everything, which is the New tab on the left hand side of the screen. So you come across the left hand side of the screen, click on New, and what you'll find is that a menu will come up, and it'll only have Google Docs, Sheets or Slides there, but down the bottom there's an arrow that goes More, and when you go to More you'll find that you have Forms there. You may not have all the things that I've added in here, but you should have Google Forms and Google Drawings there as a base. So if you click on Google Forms, what it will do is it will load up to you with a standard blank form which you need to create. Now before you start making one of these, you really need to plan what you want to use your form for. So if it's a survey, you need to plan your questions beforehand. If it's a short answer quiz that you're trying to send to your students, you need to plan it beforehand, maybe, and with your solutions at the same time. But I'm just going to pretend this is a survey. So just got a simple survey, remembering that you've got to label it to start with. And if you want to do a description there explaining what you're trying to find about your survey, you can as well. So it might be getting customer feedback or input about elective sessions that you're going to run. When you've got your first question here, you can title it. So it might be, if you're surveying students, you might have this as year level. And you have a choice of having either a multiple choice question, or you can have a drop-down menu, or a checkbox. I'm going to go for drop-down menu because I think that's pretty cool. Option 1 is I'm going to go year 8, and then go through to all the way through to year 12. All I'm doing is moving the mouse down to the section that I need to, and it will open up another option. Now, as this is a survey which I want everyone to fill out, I'm going to make this a required question. So I can click on that tab there. It means everyone's going to actually have to do this question, which is great. Now, if I want to add another question, if I want a question exactly the same format of this, I can come to this tab here and go duplicate, and it will just copy the same question, and then you can edit it. Or if I want to add a different question, I can just go to add there. So this might be a how happy So I'm trying to survey about my canteen here, and just remembering that if you have a sliding scale, then that works really nicely. But then you'll be able to get data from that as well. So you can have a response that can be a linear scale, and when you enter the linear scale, it'll be from 1 to 5, or you can go 1 to 3 if you want to, and you can have 1 might be poor, 1 and 5 might be excellent. So that's a linear scale. When the data comes back from this, it will be in the form of a column graph, and that may not be very handy for you. You might want to look at percentages. So to get percentages, you need to use the multiple choice ones up here. So if I'm going to go to multiple choice, I'm going to go very happy. And I might do something like I can't answer. Type thing. And you keep on building your questions like that. If you have these multiple choice ones, the person carrying out the survey for you will only be able to choose one of them. A tick box one, if I was going to change this to, I'll do another question and show you. If I was going to go to a checkboxes, they can do multiple answers for that as well. So that's multiple answers. These are single answers from a drop down as well. If you want feedback, you can ask, do you have a question that's got a paragraph there? And they can actually give you feedback in a paragraph as well, and you can read that later on if you want. And I sometimes use a paragraph when I'm getting feedback as well. There are 9 dots down here. If I want to, sorry, there's 9 dots down, there's 3 dots down here. What they allow us to do is enable us to shuffle the order of your questions and change it around in terms of the order in which the survey is done. But I wouldn't go down there for a simple survey. I would leave that off. If you realize that you've made a mistake, you can come into here and you can just delete off a question if you want, and you can go back, just move your mouse up there. So I'd like to have that as a required question. So now we're all tickety boo, and I keep on working through till I've got the final thing. If I want to add an image, I can put an image in with a question as well, which might be a PDF or a picture. If I want, and it just takes you to a window like this where you can grab the shot that you want. If I want to add a video, it'll go to YouTube, and you can grab a YouTube video and put it in there as well. The last bit here is add a section, so if you want to go for different sections in your survey, you can as well, but I tend to stray away for that. And you also do a title or a description for each question if you need to. So that's kind of the basic layouts of it. If you want, you can set in a color palette and change the color of it, or import your own image, and that will then adjust the way in which it looks with your own images, which is quite cool. If you want to see what it looks like for the people that are going to do it, this next tab over here gives you a preview. If you click on preview, it'll come up like this, and you've got a really simple survey. It shows you what it looks like, which is great. I still want to edit it, so I need to change up here. It's called simple survey, so it takes whatever you have there and puts it there, but you might want to just make sure that you enter the right information there. The next one across is your settings. The settings in here is really important because at the moment, when this gets set up in a school, it will only use the people in the school. Okay, I'm leaving this anonymous, so I'm not collecting any names, so I haven't put a question like that in there as well. So at the top here, I want to just go to anyone, and that means anyone can submit, can get access to this and submit it. So I use this for parents and those kind of things. I don't let them submit another response, and I just leave it like that. If I want, you can have a progress bar down the bottom, and it shows them how far they've got to go in the quiz, and that's quite nice as well. So once again, you have to save them. So once they're saved, it's all good. When you want to send it out to them, so at the moment it means if I send a link to this form, then every person who has the link can actually do the survey, and they don't have need to have a Google account. So you can either do it an email, or you can just grab a link, and it gives me a big link like that, which is horrible. Then you can shorten it by clicking on that one there, and it will shorten it down to that. You can copy that URL and put it into an email and send it out, and that will take every person to this form and they can fill it out. So that's how you set it up and send it out to people. When you get the information back, it's really good to see it does it in two different ways. So I'll just grab an example of one that's already got data in there, so you can have a look at what it looks like. This is a survey we've done before. You'll notice at the top we've got the questions tab, and I've got the responses tab, and this tells me how many responses I've got altogether. So if I click on responses, I can find a summary of them, and I can look down to here and I can find all the names of the people who've come in there. But when I get down to the bottom, it tells me what my responses are for each question. And these are multiple choice questions, so you can see it just highlights the areas that I'm looking at, and I can find out really quickly by looking at a pie graph the feedback I'm getting. If I had a linear scale question, it would come up like a column graph, but tell me also the percentages of what the survey has shown me or what the respondents have said. So it gives you a really quick snapshot. If you want to put this into a spreadsheet, you can come across to this tab here and click it, and that'll then create a spreadsheet for this and grab all the raw data out of it and put it in a spreadsheet if you want to kind of drill down a bit more into it. But as a quick snapshot to be able to show people, this works really nicely and you can see it. If you got people to log in, you'll have an individual one where you can see what individual person responded with, but because you're not going to do this in the kind of form that you're looking at, you'll just get the summary, which automatically gives you information like this, so you can actually start looking at what your population is doing and the feedback you're getting. Really good for post-testing and pre-testing as well. So that's a really quick overview about how to set up a form, send it out and get the information back. If you're doing a form for a school, you might end up doing 3 forms. One might be for parents, one might be for students, and one might be for staff. And then you can compare what those demographics are saying about the things that you're trying to survey.